Hey kids! Welcome to our channel where we bring you fun, engaging stories and rhymes that will help your kids learn and grow while having fun. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our wonderful stories. Now let's begin! Once upon a time in a lush and vibrant jungle lived a giraffe named Gerald. Now Gerald was an unusual giraffe. He wasn't content with just munching on leaves all day and hanging out with the other giraffes. No, Gerald had a passion for dancing. He would watch the monkeys swing in the trees and the birds tap their beaks to the rhythm of the flowing stream and dream of being able to dance like them. You see, Gerald longed to express himself and show the jungle dwellers his unique style of dance. But as much as Gerald loved to dance, he wasn't very good at it. Oh no, his long legs were all twisted and wobbly and he often tripped over his own feet, landing in an undignified heap on the forest floor. The other animals would erupt in laughter at the sight of this. Look at Gerald the clumsy giraffe trying to dance, they'd tease. Giraffes aren't supposed to dance. They can't dance, they'd say, and Gerald would feel a deep sadness in his heart. Despite the constant taunts, Gerald never gave up his dream of dancing. He practiced every day, hoping that one day he would be good enough to share his passion with the others. He would leap and twirl and try to copy the graceful movements of the birds. But his efforts were always met with the same result. Lots of laughter and hurtful comments. As days turned into weeks and months, Gerald became increasingly disheartened. He started avoiding the other animals and spending most of his time alone, afraid to show anyone his dancing. Deep down inside, Gerald knew he wasn't like the other giraffes. He wasn't content with just eating and sleeping and hanging out with the other animals. He wanted more than anything to dance and to share his love of music and movement with the world. But the cruel words of the other animals had taken their toll on him and he was starting to lose hope. He wondered if he would ever be able to find his place in the jungle and if he would ever be able to dance without being laughed at. One day, as Gerald was practicing his moves in the forest, he heard a familiar voice. "Look at Gerald the silly giraffe trying to dance," it said. It was Kevin the monkey, one of Gerald's harshest critics. Gerald froze and slowly turned around to face him. "Why do you mock me?" he asked quietly. Kevin stopped and saw the sadness in Gerald's eyes. For a moment, he didn't know what to say. He had been so focused on making fun of Gerald that he hadn't stopped to think about how his words might be affecting him. Taking a deep breath, Kevin said, "I'm sorry, Gerald. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You're free to dance if that's what you want." With that said, Kevin swung away, leaving Gerald to ponder his words. Could he really dance whenever he wanted to? The idea was both exciting and terrifying. What if he made a fool of himself again? Would the other animals continue to laugh at him? Despite his fears, Gerald couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope. Maybe Kevin was right. Maybe he should keep dancing even if the other animals made fun of him. With newfound determination, Gerald continued to practice his moves, pushing aside the negative thoughts and focusing on the joy that dancing brought him. He created his own style, incorporating his long neck and legs in graceful leaps and twirls. And as he danced, he felt a sense of freedom and happiness he had never experienced before. One day, Gerald decided to take a big step. He went to the clearing where the other animals gathered every evening and started dancing. At first, the animals were surprised to see him, but then they burst into laughter. "Look at Gerald dancing," they shouted. "The clumsy giraffe who can't dance." Gerald's heart sank, but he took a deep breath and kept dancing. He didn't care what the other animals thought of him. He was finally free to express himself, and that was all that mattered. As Gerald danced, the other animals gradually fell silent. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Gerald wasn't clumsy or funny. He was talented and graceful. His long neck and legs flowed and swayed in perfect harmony, and his movements were both powerful and elegant. The animals watched in awe as Gerald danced with abandon, his body expressing emotions they had never seen before. They had been so wrong about him. He wasn't just a silly giraffe who couldn't dance. He was an amazing dancer. When Gerald finished his dance, the clearing was silent for a moment. Then the animals burst into applause. "Bravo, Gerald! Bravo!" they shouted. "You are an excellent dancer. We were wrong. You can dance." Gerald took a bow and smiled. He was happier than he had ever been before. He had shown the other animals that he could dance, and they had accepted him for who he was. From that day on, Gerald was no longer known as a clumsy giraffe who couldn't dance. He was Gerald the giraffe who danced with passion and grace. The other animals respected and admired him, and they learned an important lesson. Never judge someone by their appearance or mock them for their dreams and aspirations. You never know when they might surprise you. And so, the tale of Gerald the dancing giraffe spread throughout the jungle, reminding all who heard it to be kind and accepting of others and to never give up on their dreams. Do you have a special talent or passion that you want to share with the world? Remember the story of Gerald and never let anyone stop you from following your dreams. If you enjoyed this delightful story about Gerald the giraffe, we've got many more where that came from. So stay tuned for more updates. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified about our new releases. Thank you for joining us on this adventure, and we'll see you next time with another captivating story. Until then, keep dreaming big and never stop believing in the power of your own music.